Hey there and welcome. This is, as always, Mikhail or Michael speaking, and before I start this video, I want to say thank you all who decided to support me financially, be it through Patreon, PayPal or Super Thanks. I really appreciate your support, so thank you friends and have a blessed day. Now, today's video I will start with the city of Avdiivka as always, and let's discuss situation in its northern part, where the fighting continued non-stop all throughout last 24 hours. Here Russians conducted multiple storming operations within the city, attacking along this pond to the flank and rear of the Ukrainian formations defending the eastern flank of Avdiivka, storming streets and houses located in the city center, fighted in this dacha area and across the rail line in the direction of Avdeevka Copeland, attacked from this recently captured dacha area in the direction of so-called Road of Life, which is located here, as well as attacked in the direction of the train station, not only along the streets, but also along the rail line, in attempt to further consolidate their gains and expand their zone of control. As a result of all these actions, this is exactly how much territories Russians were able to acquire from the Ukrainian side. This recent Russian territorial gains allow Russians to now attack in the direction of the train station, but of course, first they need to consolidate their territories along the rail line and capture this bridge. They also stormed this area here, which seems to be some sort of warehouses, and it seems that are currently planning to first expand their bridgehead in the north of the city and only then attack across the wider front so that they can reach the Road of Life not from one place, but from multiple places simultaneously. If this is done correctly, the possibility of Ukrainians successfully counterattacking and pushing Russians back from the road will greatly diminish. It seems that Ukrainians have decided to double down on their defense of Avdiivka and had significantly reinforced defenders of the city with fresh troops. It also seems that Ukrainians are preparing for a deblockading operation that might appear to the north of Avdiivka, with the general plan to attack Russian positions currently situated around Krasnogorivka, because according to Ukrainian sources, they believe that Russian troops here are overstretched and will offer little to no resistance. There's also reports of fresh brigades being pulled up for this operation, and that it might start in a few days or a week. As you can see, generally Ukrainians had only two options: stay and fight, or retreat to better suitable positions, and they decided to take the first option. This is of course high risk, high reward, because if Ukrainians succeed, it will greatly improve their morale and will greatly damage Russian reputation. However, if this attack fails and Avdiivka will fall to the Russians, this will be a fatal blow for Ukrainian morale, as well as to the prestige of the newly appointed Commander-in-Chief Syrsky. Already, he is not well liked among pro-Ukrainian community, which greatly supported previous Commander-in-Chief Zaluzhny. So this potential defeat might end up Syrsky military career, so the Battle of Avdiivka will not only define the future of further operations in this area, but also define the future of Syrsky military career. At this point in time, not only do I want to know your opinion on the possibility of the deblockading operation that might or might not take place, and its likeliness of success. While at it, please consider supporting this video with a like, comment, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, a subscription. Words cannot describe how important these actions are for the growth of this channel, as well as to my own mental health. Thank you in advance. And let's continue on. Now, before we move to the other portions of the front, it is important to discuss the situation on the southern flank. Here, Russians continue to hold on to the bridgehead that they had recently acquired within Avdiivka city, and despite constant Ukrainian attempts to get rid of it and throw back Russian forces, Russian defenses here held, and Ukrainians were unsuccessful in their endeavors. While Russians sat in defense here in this area, they attacked all across this portion of the front in the general direction of the 9th quartile, as well as several strongholds located in this area, and those are Vinogradniki or vineyards, Cheburashka, and old anti-air base. And within the last 24 hours, Russians were able to advance quite significantly in this area and captured those territories from the Ukrainian side. Now, as you can see, Russians have established a foothold within the Vinogradniki stronghold with a potential possibility and are now threatening to physically cut off the 0505 road, which is supplying Ukrainian troops fighting in this area with vital ammunition and reinforcements. Currently, fighting is ongoing in this area, and due to the fact that there is currently a bottleneck present, which Ukrainian forces must pass in order to support their comrades fighting in this area, the likelihood of further Russian advances within the stronghold is quite high, and with it, the fall of Cheburashka stronghold, as well as full capture of the anti-air stronghold, is just a question of time. So this recent territorial change in favor of the Russians is more important than some could think. The territorial changes that I've just covered was also acknowledged by pro-Ukrainian sources. For example, on Deep State map, here was the situation of yesterday, and here is the situation of today, with those territories coming under Russian control. As you can see, they acknowledged Russian foothold within the Vinogradniki stronghold and added those territories to the Russian control. However, a bit slow than usual. Russians took those positions quite some time ago. Then from here, let's visit Marinka sector and first discuss the general situation in its vicinity. Russian forces here continue to attack in the general direction of Ukrainian village of Georgievka. In one of my videos, I mistakenly called this settlement Grigorivka, and thanks to my subscribers, I was able to fix that mistake. Despite all Russian attacks, there are no territorial changes to report. Where territorial change had appeared is next to the settlement of Pobeda, where Russian forces were able to successfully launch assault operation along this tree line and successfully captured portions of it. And with this territorial change, now they are able to attack directly in the direction of Pobeda, not only along 00532 road, but also from the force line and this stronghold, which I'm sure will be next Russian target, as they will slowly but surely acquire more control over the tree line. And we might hear the news of Russians starting to storm village of Pobeda in the very near future. This attack was captured on the video. Unfortunately, I cannot show you all parts of it, only like the beginning. The attack started with Russian artillery shelling this previously named force line, in which Ukrainian troops held their defense, and simultaneously with that, Russians started their attack. All throughout that attack, Russian artillery kept on pounding on Ukrainian defenders, which did not allow them to raise their head and stop Russians at advancing. And if you are to see the video without censorship, which you can do either on my Telegram or watch my whole video uncensored on Patreon, you can see that it is mostly artillery that is doing all the work, while infantry just finishing the job. This again goes to show that the combined armed tactics is currently a superior tactic in the Russo-Ukrainian war. Then from here, let's quickly discuss situation in the Krynky settlement, where map was updated, and according to Syriac maps, Ukrainian forces were able to expand their bridgehead here in this area, capturing these territories from the Russian forces. However, again, it doesn't seem like it's going to help them much, as the territory of the control is very small, which allows Russians to concentrate their artillery and aviation strikes on this small perimeter and destroy Ukrainian soldiers trying to fight here in this area. This is the video being taken from the Ukrainians within the Krynky bridgehead, and as you can see, little to no buildings stand tall. And as the time progresses, situation will deteriorate even more. Supply of the Ukrainian forces here in this area continue to suffer, with Ukrainians taking losses before they are able to reach their comrades defending the village. Again, on the video that I cannot show you due to the YouTube restrictions, you can see the end result of the landing operations, with multiple motorboats abandoned and damaged, with their occupants still there, however sadly deceased. This goes to show the insanity and stupidity of whoever designed this kind of operation. Again, sorry that I have to censor the video, but then again, you can always find this particular video on my Telegram channel or in my Patreon down in the video description below. With this, I end today's video. Hopefully it was to your liking and was informative enough. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a good day, and always remember, Russia will be free and great.